If you grew up in the 90s and your console of choice was the Nintendo 64, you probably played a little bit of Pokemon Snap, or like me, a lot of it. I still love this game to this day, and it is just so much fun, but I've always been left with this thought of, I wish we had more of this game. We really never had anything up until now. We've got new Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch, but it's currently $60. So let's find out if it's worth that or not. Starting off, we've got new Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch, like I said. This game currently retails for $60. It just came out, and I have played a bunch of it, and honestly, I'm going to try not to give away any spoilers or anything, so you'll still be able to play this game, but I think this is a ton of fun. Now, I've been playing it for a while, and I wanted to set this up before we go really into detail about it. But if you are a fan of on-rail shooter games, or you are a fan of Pokemon, this is probably a game you should pick up. Now, whether it is $60 worth, we'll have to wait to find out. But if you are a Nintendo Switch owner and you are looking for a new game, new Pokemon Snap might be the one for you. Let's go ahead and start with the controls. And this is one thing that really I needed to see to make a difference for Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch, or new Pokemon Snap. I'm probably just gonna drop the new, let's be honest here. But the controls of the old Nintendo 64 game were inverted. You couldn't change that. You couldn't control the sensitivity, and that was all around kind of painful to play. And so with new Pokemon Snap, you can definitely flip that. It comes out of the box with regular controls. It's not inverted, so that is, first off, thank you, Nintendo, for skipping the generation of Nintendo 64 ideas and using it inverted and going to what it should be. But also the sensitivity. Out of the box, I noticed the sensitivity was really low, and so moving around was very slow, and it just wasn't quite right. So you can definitely change the sensitivity of both the camera and the both of the sticks, basically. So if you are a problem person like I am and you hate when things are really slow, you can speed it up to as fast as you want. Or if you want to sit back and relax and just be more smooth about it, you can do that as well. So that is one thing that I definitely liked about this game, was the controls. You were able to change how it was, and it just made the game better for your playstyle. One thing I also want to talk about the controls is, yes, you can throw apples. They're not apples, they're called fluff fruits at Pokemon like you could in the original game. But there's also this cool thing called scan mode, which when you press the button, it actually scans your area, what you can see, and it shows you what Pokemon are near, and it also shows you things that you might not see normally. So if you scan it, you can like go to certain objects and zoom in and find information about them. And so I like that. If you didn't know what the Crystal Bloom is when you are going through this, you can actually scan and then find it and then bring that information up on the fly while you're going through the game. Let's go ahead and talk about the gameplay. First off, this is an on-rail shooter, so you're pretty much stuck in one position just moving forward. You can move all around in order to see the Pokemon, which then you snap pictures of, and then you get rated for that. So that is pretty much the premise of this. But the fun thing about this is how the Pokemon interact. You take pictures of the Pokemon just as they are normally. You take pictures of them sleeping, of them eating, of them flying, of them doing certain things that specific Pokemon can do that others can't, and you get rated on that. Now, there are 4 stars to each type of Pokemon. So if you, for instance, see a Pichu, there is 4 different things like that Pokemon can do. And some are sleeping, some are just normal, some are like pissed off. It just depends on what the Pokemon is. If it's a flying Pokemon, that will be one of the stars. But pretty much there's a category of 4 different ones for each Pokemon, and that is then based on trying to catch all 4 of them for each Pokemon throughout all the maps. But one thing that works well with that, and it is kind of a sticky situation, is you can have taken a picture of a 1-star, a 2-star before, and if you take a picture of a 3-star and a 4-star, you can only pick one of those. So that's kind of iffy in this game, but it is what it is. I understand you can only take one picture into the ratings, which the professor then rates you and gives you a score based on the pose, the size, what the Pokemon's doing, are there other Pokemon, and stuff like that. So you are rated at the end of each level based on the Pokemon pictures that you provide to the professor. You can only pick one, like I said, but you can bring in multiple Pokemon, just one picture per Pokemon. I will say, playing through this, it does get a bit repetitive, but that is okay because you're playing the same map over and over again. You're trying to get all the pictures of all the Pokemon, obviously, but it's cool how the Pokemon change based on what level you are. So say you've played this map 5 times, you might be a level 3. The Pokemon are going to react differently on the level 3 than they are on the level 1. So that's one thing that kind of changes up the repetitive nature of this game, is that you might see a Pokemon at the beginning of the map when you're level 1, but in level 3 he might be moving around, he or she might be moving around on the map, depending on which one you're doing. So I think that definitely helps to break up the repetitiveness. You are pretty much just taking pictures of Pokemon through the whole game, and that's basically the game. But trying to find that specific Pokemon that in level 2 was at the front, but now at level 3 he's at the very back of the map, and you got to get that perfect picture so you can unlock something or anything like that. That is kind of the thing that breaks the monotony, that breaks the repetitiveness of this game. And one other thing is actually the day and night mode. I really love this because it definitely brings a new twist, a new feel to that map. So maybe you go through that map and the day mode and you're like, okay, I've got all those pictures. You can switch it to the night mode and you might not even see the same Pokemon. Now, there are Pokemon that will be in both, but sometimes they'll be asleep in the night one, or maybe they'll be asleep during the day one. Like, I saw a Hoot in a tree. In the day one, he was sleeping, obviously, because that's a nocturnal Pokemon. But at night, he was out on the branch, he was being hooty, he was just having some fun. So the day-night mode really does change this game a lot, and even though the map itself is the same exact thing, the Pokemon and how they react is different based on whether it's day and night, and I really like that feature. One thing I really wanted to talk about really quickly before we kind of wrap this up and figure out if this is worth the $60 is there's something that makes this really great for kids, and it's called the quests. Now, basically these quests, and in my eyes, they're just hints. They tell you kind of what a Pokemon may or may not do. Now, there's not a list of all of them, but there are a few that mention, hey, maybe this Pokemon's gonna do this specific thing in that section of the area. Or maybe if you look at this place at the map, if you look, normally there's no Pokemon, but if there's a certain Pokemon there, you might actually be able to find a different one. And so I thought this was a great way for Nintendo to bring kids along on the ride. Maybe kids want to beat this game too, and those hints will help them figure out the harder things to do, because there's a few hints that I probably wouldn't have thought about if I didn't see the quests show up. So I like that they included this. Now, some people might say, oh, that makes it too easy. If it makes it too easy, just don't use the quests. But if you do it and you don't look at it, it still gets unlocked. So, like, I think this is a great way to bring kids through this journey. Is the new Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo Switch really worth $60? And I have to say yes, for me, it is well worth the $60. I've already got my entertainment value of $60 out of it, and I'm not even all the way through it. So I will definitely be saying, yes, it is well worth it. But if you don't enjoy on-rail shooters, or maybe you don't enjoy something that involves Pokemon, you're probably not going to pick this up. But as a Pokemon fan, as a fan of Pokemon Snap, this game, it takes me back to whenever I played it as a kid, and I absolutely love that. So Is it worth it for me? Yes. Is it worth it from you? I don't know, but you'll have to comment down below and let me know. With that being said, that's all I've got. Peace.